Hello again, everyone. My name is Jeremy Kronemeyer, and I'm filling in for Stacy Scott this week to do our weekly wrap up. Hope everyone's having a nice week so far. It seemed a little quieter in the markets last week, Graham. Maybe you can tell us what seemed to be going on last week.
Well, not a lot. You're right. It was kind of a quiet week. We really saw the markets in general kind of fade into the weekend. The S&P really was pretty flat on the week. We saw maybe the NASDAQ or the Russell up about 0.6 or 0.5% for the week. Some areas that saw the biggest uplift, if you might, for the week, real estate was up about 4.5%, where we saw utilities up about 3.7%. Financials up about 3%, but the biggest slump last week we saw in crude oil. That was down about 11%. A lot of that was due to the release of strategic oil reserves, putting pressure on oil, bringing those prices down. One thing that we really did see last week that continued to I think reinforced the Fed's role in tamping down inflation is that we had confirmation of unemployment rate of about 3.6%. So the assumption that the Fed might step up to an increase of 50 basis points in the next FOMC meeting, I think was a bit of a concern for the market. Also confirming internationally, inflation just isn't in the United States. We looked over at the Eurozone. We saw inflation about 7.5%. In Germany, was up about 7.3% last week.
Okay, good information. Is there anything that our viewers that are watching now maybe should be mindful of going into the summer?
Well, traditionally, this is a pretty strong seasonal time of the year as we go into tax time and slightly after. Then the market tends to underperform in the summer months, the first of fall. Then we get into that Santa Claus period and we start this whole thing again. I would just ask our viewers to be mindful that the market's really rallied really, really hard over the last couple of weeks. I mean, the NASDAQ, well, not necessarily the NASDAQ, maybe down about 8-9%, but the S&P, the Dow is only down 4 or 3%. That's some huge rally. So do not be surprised that this market might give up some of these big gains it's had in the really short term. But matter of fact, maybe taking a look at your portfolios and being mindful of what has really outperformed that might be lower quality in your portfolio. And don't be shy to maybe take a little profits, make sure your balance is in place to meet your goals and objectives, your risk tolerance.
Sounds good. Thank you, Graham, for the information. And as always, thank you again to our viewers for tuning in for the weekly wrap up. And as always, check out our social media and our YouTube channel for some more great, for our monthly webinars and some more of our great content that we have out there. And we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Take care.